Perfect. Yeah, Chrome's. I know it's like not the best. It's just I these days I'm just lazy and I don't know. I don't know what the best is. Oh God, what? It's underneath something. Okay. All right. I think that'll do. I'm just gonna put me. Well, watch this. Hang on. Hang on. Perfect. And then give me like 10 seconds. And it's like you can't even. Or maybe I should do like this so that you know it's me. Where should I be? What do you think? Over the chat? Do you, like right here, maybe? Finally, some runs. The real category was inside us all along. What's up, Mitchell? You tell me if the other me is too loud or too quiet. But we are reviewing the new PB, which I want to mention the reason. So for anybody who wasn't here, this fucking rhino underneath the splits, the Mountain Dew rhino, like earlier that day, I was like joking, like
Newgrounds is really.
we should make Rhino
like,
look like
did Newgrounds exist?
he's
Before
carrying
this
a
game?
big
But
tube
I
of
guess it
Mountain
did.
Dew, and then within like an hour, Nate had made the texture for it and sent a screenshot of it. So this was kind of just like me putting him on the fridge.
Yeah, but
This is
I
the
would Google
equivalent. I just put him
soda
underneath my
because then I'll
splits.
say
He was
pop.
just gonna be there for like a couple
judgment.
runs, but this was the first
I
run
just
that
don't
he
say
was
it.
there.
Just go to the pause menu and bring up the save load screen. Easy, right? Then do it.
And let me get chat. Let me see if I can get chat on screen.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is all standard up at the start. Like this is good movement, but you know it's nothing I haven't done like 30 times.
So late. Still, I should be able to make it as long as.
Barely made it in
Spidey
time
had a
actually.
quad body.
See you later, legend.
Wait, 1995? Like this. The
Actually,
site,
gonna make me
know what
way
the date was
quieter,
in 1995?
just like really quiet.
Or was it just like?
Cause I don't want to be talking over
the
myself.
site up until like.
Yeah, and this is actually bad. Like this fight,
That seems
I mean,
way early.
okay, it wasn't bad, but it was getting there. You know, it was one of those. Get chat in there. Chat is it's way too big. I can fix this. We can fix this.
I actually made a really jank swinging, not game, but just like prototype in Unity.
But yeah, this is all pretty standard.
And I couldn't get it working the way that I wanted it to, and I just looked at. Like,
this is just gonna be how it is. I think chat's just gonna be like underneath the splits like this, or on top of the splits.
Maybe someday. Probably do better now that I know a little bit more about.
Yeah, but you haven't heard my insight on it. It's just gonna be me being like, this is good. This was good too. But mostly I want to talk about oh yeah. Mostly I just want to talk about like how good this chapter 3 was and like how it's still not perfect even with that.
His arm is also
cuz like I don't think I was super cognizant of like how good I was playing at the time because we were just like talking about what were we even talking about, like Uwe Boll movies and stuff like that. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna. I don't want to like be confused by the old chat, so I'm gonna be like, there we go. It's like me looking at the gameplay, and then old me is looking at current me. But now I'm covering the chat, so there's no. This is such a shit post. Talking about cloning ourselves. Yeah, is this confusing? Should I just like cover the splits or like cover? Should I just do like this? We just do like this, so it's just not confusing at all. Or is that too much? I actually wanted to look at this what's it called? This art gallery fight, though, because I don't remember it at all. But it must have been good if I golded by 3 seconds. That's all good. Nothing went wrong there. Selection. Yeah. That is exactly my thoughts on it, Koba. I don't think it can be perfected either. Swinging is just too good. Okay, the swing out from the first guy, like, look at this. This is like how you want it to go. Maybe that, yeah, you want to like be able to just swing right to the other guy. And maybe I could have done it a little bit faster, but that's like, look at that. Look at the timer. When I finish this guy off, early 408 on the timer, which I'm not sure if I've even gotten a sub 410 there before. This is just, I'm honestly probably gonna skip through most of the cat because who cares? Let's look at my menuing. This is the only variable. Good menuing. Okay, let's move on. Cool. Yeah, I can. Nobody can be perfect at this game for sure. And then I got like, this is just about the earliest possible chapter time. What actual like? Okay, okay. It was like a mid 627, so it wasn't like I was in any danger of it possibly being retimed to like a 626 if we really cared. Kind of sloppy jump to the. This jump could have been better. I remember actually being like I suddenly cared about the run and being kind of mad about that, if that makes sense. Because like, look at all this airtime. If I charged the jump like a little bit less, I could have been right there. But that's like a super micro nitpick. And 10 seconds ago, I was talking about Postal 3, the movie, so who cares? There you go. Put me like there. Nothing special about Bugle. I have watched the run. I watched it like right after I finished streaming, but I haven't watched it since, I didn't watch it since then. It seems like people are liking it. This is all good. This was bad because you don't want to have to wall sprint here. So like, what did I do wrong here? Because this wall sprint just kind of sucked and didn't get me very far. I don't know. I think I just like did it. Okay, I think I jumped out too early, which gave me like, and without what I should have done here, yeah, I should have boosted at the end instead of earlier. So I didn't have enough momentum going into the wall sprint. Original Mario Bros. I encourage you all to watch the Clue speedrun. That's like literally just 3 clicks. It's like a tenth of a second or something like that, and they just click 3 times and accuse somebody and hope that it works. That's a fun one. It's like you don't even understand what's going on, and the run is just over in a second. So this was all good. I had to climb up there, but oh jeez. Oh, but you're just slamming in all these cursed messages into the chat, aren't you? No, I just went back and I went back to my church and I went to sleep roasting my own movement. Do I get bored during runs? Not really. Chat is really helpful with that, but honestly, like I do it because I like it. I'm not, I mean, I guess I would get burned out eventually, but like it's fun at the end of the day. Yeah. This Rhino fight was really good from what I remember. Yeah, okay, this was the good part cuz when Rhino goes like over to this corner, This is actually, this can be really bad because if he decides to spin at you, he can be in like a really weird spot where it's on the corner and like you can slide cancel kick him, but it's just really awkward. So I was really happy that he took like this, hang on. He took like this extra step. That like extra step got him close enough that I didn't have to worry about it at all. Yeah, I can't believe that I'm a flawed gamer, Nate. It's rough. It's rough out here. Making mistakes in your speedruns. I don't really mind Koba. I mean, you haven't that was a little bit of a raunchy message, but you know, I mean, it's something you got to get used to. You're streaming online, I guess. Could certainly be worse. 8 Tails. What's up? We're just reviewing the run. This movement was like I understood that this was my first, this was like where I understood exactly that this was like not just a good split but a good run, because I was ahead after chapter 4, which I had never done since grinding against these splits. I was always like at least 5 seconds behind chapter 4. Yeah, this kind of standard movement. This wall sprint is like probably objectively slower than just swinging and like getting there, but it looks so cool, right? Does anybody else think this wall sprint is like secretly the coolest thing of all time? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna I like still do it just because it feels better than swinging, even though it's probably slower. And movement back seems like it's going pretty standard. I did not I did not set this up, which I still don't know why I didn't, because you can actually really easily just like slide. I pointed at my screen like you can see, but the wall to the right, you can literally just swing and slide against it and it'll shoot you right into that corner, but I did not set it up at all and still made it work for some reason. I don't know why. Just felt right. Patrick. Who's that Tass guy? Yeah, he's Tass is just too good of a player. I don't know. Okay, I want to talk about this because when I watched this over, Nate, if you're watching, is this frame perfect? I don't know if you could tell at a glance, but this looks frame perfect as fuck to me. Look at this. I'm on the wall for like no time, and then I'm just done. I'm out. Peace. Like you can't even see the wall sprint. It's so fast. I just like bounce up it. I remember when I first watched that over, I was like, why did I try to do that so fast? Like if I did that early, it just kind of sucks. Probably just feeling myself at the time. You can be wall sprinting for 1 frame at minimum. Gotcha. So you can't just like not be wall sprinting. Which I was definitely wall sprinting for 1 or 2 frames. It was kind of hard to tell because the bit rate was having some issues in that specific moment. This was fine. Let me see. Boom, I get the jump out. Do I get a swing out here? Okay, I do. That's like a really good spot because you're like through the air, but you also have enough time after the chapter time that I can like do a wall sprint or something. I'm not just like falling without any control. I go for the gamer jump, but my angle sucks. Like, look at this shitty angle. I did not change it at all. I just walked to the right a little bit in hopes that it would kind of set itself straight, but it doesn't really matter. You kind of just accept. We're not at the point where getting the gamer jump 100% of the time matters. I just wanted to shout out that I went for it. And here, I think this was kind of bad because
I actually saw youngster Joey, who was like he has like a 110 in this game right now. He's been going over these buildings, and I'm like, I want to try that, and I still suck at it, so I'm like not used to it at all. So this one was kind of bad. Ones can improve forever. We'll see about that. We'll see. I think this game kind of breaks that rule a little bit. It's the maximum amount of time that someone could wall sprint. Depends on how much space and how many wall sprint upgrades you have. Because wall sprint upgrade 2, it seems like it can just go like forever, but I don't know. Yeah, this movement was fine. And I think if anything particularly interesting happened during this race or this chase, or if it was pretty standard. Did I get the bullseye here? Not quite. Not that it matters. Jump over. I don't think anything particularly interesting happened. It was just kind of your standard keep close to cat, chapter 6 chase. Shop menuing kind of sucked. But still, I mean, up to this point, we're still sitting pretty. I think I even saved time on this split. I'm trying to remember. I'll just skip through this. I remember kind of messing this up. Like I faded back way too much and had to climb back up, but it didn't end up mattering. Did we find out if swingless pizza is possible? I don't know. Don't ask me. Yeah, I think Kobe, you probably go up a really big building and then go back down. Letting the stick return to neutral. Yeah, I've been doing that too more often. Had to climb there. That kind of sucked. I actually lost some time here. That's good to know. Let's see. Swinging down here. This is always weird because it's like, in theory, like, there's a part of me that always wants to, like, go a different route here, but this just ends up being the best way, even though it feels kind of slow. Just because that building to the left is so tall that you can't really go over it. So you have to, like, really make sure that you go down at the right time. It's like, in my opinion, it's way harder than it looks for some reason. I'm trying to. Are these just standard pits? Can we skip these? Was anything interesting happening? "25 years from now, some kids trying to can't find a speed game because everything's optimized to task level." Yeah, for what it's worth with this game, I think humans can get sub 50. I think like if we had people for years, like several people playing at like 8 hours a day, like Mario 64 level grinding, I think we'd get sub 50. When exactly did I become nervous? I think I say it at some point, but I'm definitely at this point right now. I'm not nervous like at all. I was nervous for like 2 seconds in chapter 4 or in chapter 5 when I realized that it was a good run, and then I was done. Because I've been in this situation so many fucking times that I've just learned not to worry about it at all until a certain point. Usually somewhere around here, down in like chapter 12 plus. Yeah, I think sub 50 can be done. I think the amount of grind that it would take is crazy, but think about it. I've been speedrunning on and off. Emphasis on and off though, but on and off since like 2015. I still feel like I'm constantly getting better at this game, and like there's so much better. So I feel like out of anybody to say like how much more it can be pushed and how much more people can keep improving, I think that I have sort of a leg to stand on with the amount of experience that I have. And the in every way I see it, it's like just watching this over now, like let's look at the time saved just in this section, which you could argue is like an optimized section, like all you do is jump and web zip and shit. So bad jump, first of all. Like if we really want to nitpick it, like things that could be fixed, I could web zip way earlier than that. I got cut there. That's like 2 seconds already. Didn't if I were to like do camera snap strats, I would not have to wait so long here. Could get definitely can get higher there. In theory, you don't even need to climb there. That was pretty good. But I think there's got to be a way with like a slightly longer jump to not have to do the second jump here. Like to not have to do that jump right there. This was pretty good, but I went really high here. Like you can cut it much closer because it doesn't matter if you get shot there. That I didn't need to do an air trick, which lowered my gravity and took a little bit longer. And the web zip angle could have been way more direct. So like I think you could save like somewhere between 5 and 10 seconds at a human level there. Back without getting shot. I don't even know if that. There's no way that's faster, right? But that's just in that little section. And like we're not talking about the fact that like literally every movement section has time that could be saved by playing better at a human level. Whatever that means. Shoot back at Beck. just pull out a Glock and one shot him and then walk away. But yeah, this was all. Race went 5. 4.2 is definitely my most common time these days on that race. I had a hard time because I'm looking at my monitor, the other monitor, not like I'm not looking at OBS where I'm covering up chat. So I keep seeing chat pop up on the VOD, and I'm like, wait, is that this chat or that chat? Like my brain has to take a second. Yeah, scrubby web zip, but honestly, I do that scrubby web zip so much. This web zip it's just like a comfort food web zip for me. Even though like I could swing over faster, it's just so much easier to web zip there. I think this menuing was alright, yeah. No complaints. Something that I've been considering trying to learn on menuing, because the menu, like going left and right in the menu, you can do it with both the D-pad and the left stick, so I'm considering learning to like claw grip it and double tap with each one to go through the menu faster, but it's scary as fuck. Mysterio health bar. Yeah, too bad you never get to see it fill up all the way in speedruns because we just kill him too fast. He hasn't even like filled up the first bar, I don't think, usually. What was the point where oh yeah, there was I walked into like one of the randomly spawned NPCs. That was at the beginning of chapter 13 where that happened, so not for a while. I think this was all good. Something that I've been considering doing for that movement back there is going over the buildings instead of around them, but my success rate hasn't been great, so I just kind of went with old reliable here. If I remember correctly, I kind of messed up this fight a little bit. Yeah, right here. You don't want to like ever touch the ground in this fight. Way faster to just swing in between the guys. I think I got like a super homie sniper though. Like this sniper, just best friend forever. Look at that. He does so much damage to the truck. He just shreks it. And here, very happy. So like, I don't know. I think it was because he was already in the air falling. For whatever reason, the spinning kick didn't come out here, so I didn't kill him in one combo, and then I just got like the super clutch sideways web yank to finish him off. Yeah, the sniper shot the truck. I forget who I think it was like isn't Pop or some his name's something like that. It just randomly happened to him when he didn't kill the sniper and that would, and then the sniper shot the truck while he was on it, and that was just how we discovered that that can happen. It's a pretty recent discovery, actually. But yeah, that's why we keep the we used to just yeet the sniper away, but now we keep him around because he helps kill the truck faster and pretty much guarantees a one cycle if he's being nice. Could some tokens or races be forgotten about? Um, that's something that I'm not like super familiar with. I don't know exactly how much. Some we definitely go overboard on hero points some of the time, but I don't know exactly how much you would need to replace. Like if some secret tokens could be replaced with like say a skyscraper token because they give less hero points. I've sent the message like twice. The thug in the pit glitch. You did say, how did I not see that? I'm sorry, Nate. I did not see the thug in. Oh wait. Okay. I've got you confused. I do know what you're talking about. The thug in the pit. Yes, I have seen it. I just did not see your messages asking me if I've seen it. But I actually wanted to ask about that while you're here. Is that like a frame perfect thing? Like it, or is it just like a general time? Like if they both come in at around the same time, it won't count the second one? Yeah, it's my bad. But do I think the route has been perfected? No. I don't have any reason for believing so other than that like we haven't had like two like Nate certainly counts, I kind of count, but we haven't had like too many super nerds. Like we're still finding shit all the time that we didn't know. So there's no way that it's perfect. It's not oh, that's rough. That sucks. But yeah, well I was talking about other shit. This fight kind of sucked. I think okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but like this glitch where if you get shot while you're swinging, I think that's what causes it, right? Like look at this. Boom. Yeah, it's like I must be getting shot like the same time that I start the swing. That has to be what causes you to, because right now in the VOD I'm like mashing attack, but it's just not coming out. I think that's what causes that. It's weird. He fell through the ocean. Yeah, that sounds like this game. Yeah. I mean that's knowing that there's more defined is part of the fun of the game anyways, so I don't mind it. Yeah, they were just shooting into me. Sup, Tyler? Welcome. I think for some reason I was really nervous here that I was gonna get Spider Ghost, even though it like never happens to me. This swing to get to the shop has always been something that like I feel like I could be better at. I feel like the setup's there to swing right to the door, and I always miss it. This commentary thing's pretty fun. I get to talk a lot about like really small details that I normally wouldn't get to. Oh, I decided to. In my head, I go over here. Like in my head, I glide off of this swing and I go like over and under. That must have been a different run that I was thinking of. Good angle though. Like hitting this where you like if that fucking truck weren't there, this would be a badass angle. But I land on the truck. You want to go like right to the door. I think I had a pretty good theater. This robot's nice. It's always great when you don't have to do anything weird with this guy. Yeah, this honestly like it's just been it's a good time for this game right now. I'm like actually making guides and shit. I'm PBing. We got Nate here working on tasks and finding weird shit that I would never think to look up. New runners are coming in. It's a good time right now. I hope it only gets better. I can turn it. Can I turn up the audio like a little bit? A little bit. Okay, this is gonna be a weird one. And my favorite part about this run made it work. Okay, I'm gonna have to mute it because I just hearing myself at all is disorienting me. But my favorite part about this run you kinda can't get from just watching it, which is the entire time I'm just shit posting about Mountain Dew and stuff, and Chad is just talking about is just like turning like characters into Mountain Dew and just the whole thing. Yeah, I'm not saying there never was a good time. I'm just like, historically this community isn't too active, and I'm liking that it's becoming more active. It's just good to see. Yeah, no complaints about that theater. I don't think anything went exceptionally well, but nothing went wrong to be sure. And this movement definitely could be better. Well, hang on. Let's see how this swing goes. A glide. Another glide? Oh, never mind. This movement's good. Water just splashed in my face. Fuck. 17 years? Yeah. I actually want to talk about like see the way that these are set up. It's like they're kind of curving off to the left, and I think what I want to do all the time is like maybe not. Is it this one? Yeah, I want to glide off of like this one and go to the right over there because if you're gliding, you're holding swing the whole time, so you don't want anything nearby to swing off of. So the times that I washed up in Ellis Island was because I would glide off this and curve off to the right to avoid these. But then it turns out if you go too far to the right, you just wash up on Alice. So I kind of stopped going for that glide, sadly. Yeah, the Mountain Dew meme just kind of evolved over the night. It was crazy. It started out with us just making dumb jokes about Rhino, and then it just turned into that. And yeah, Koba. I think that glide has a place. I think it's just gonna be harder to do than I thought. So for now, I'm not going for it, but I think eventually I will. I think. Hang on, I actually want to go back a bit and turn the audio on just for one moment that I remember saying here. People can be like, listen to this. I kind of want this to PB just so that people can be like in the YouTube VOD like, why the fuck is he talking about Mountain Dew so much? And why is there Rhino with a can of Mountain Dew on the splits? I'm just so glad that that happened. Okay, we can go back now. The exact pixel. Yeah, it'd be I should do more research about like exactly where like how lenient certain load zones are and hey Jonathan. What's up? We're just reviewing the run. Here's another thing that I'm actually lazy about this. So here you can like you can actually go for the full 4-hit combo and he'll have like this much health left, maybe even less. And after the combo, I first saw Thinks the Clown do this. You like slide. You can actually slide on the brain to cancel the end animation, and then unslide, and then punch him one final time. Which is here I just don't. I just do 3 hits so that I'm still in the air after. But I think that's slower by like half of a second. And I'm just there's like so many little things that it's like if I were not lazy or like just a little bit better and more confident, I could do them to like and that's how I save, 30 seconds is by doing little time saves like that 60 times. Like it's not just the big time losses that matter, it's the things that you don't go for. Oh no, we're back to Willem Dafoe. That's a good one. We're back to us More Dew names. Here, this pissed me off like way more than it should have. I was like secretly really upset about this because look, I should just be able to climb into it, but instead I just fucking missed and had to climb around. I was just like, God damn it. I was like secretly mad about it, but didn't want to tell anybody. The first split, I guess you'll have from like a human perspective. That's a hard one. It's like there's definitely more stuff that I could do, like, but there's a part of me that wonders like whether sub 6 is possible there, and I don't know what the answer is. I think probably, but it like God that I mean chapter 6 is definitely, or chapter 3 is definitely the most optimized, but probably somewhere between like 15 and 30 seconds more at like top level grind 8 hours a day for years level. Everybody will be coming back to the Doom meme. I mean, this thing got a this thing has like a this video I just looked, it has like 1,000 views already, which is a lot for me in basically a day. So, thanks to everybody who has watched this video. Real quick shout out. Oh, this I was so scared here. Because he what happened? Hang on, what happens here? So I think he just like was really fast for some reason. Like usually they don't follow you this far. But yeah, he like did he hit me? Did he actually get me? No, he missed, but that like caused me to panic and miss the mirror, and then I was in actual danger after that. But fortunately it worked out. I definitely could have just gotten yanked, and that probably would have been the end of the run there. For some reason in my head he like actually hit me, but I guess he missed and I just panicked. And this, it gave me the perfect angle for this. When you come out, sometimes the angle's really ambiguous where you need to hold back to wall jump here, but this is the perfect angle. If I could get that angle every time, I'd be so happy. I mean the camera's not RNG, but it's just the way that it works there when you load it, when you exit it's kind of weird because it like unloads the room and then pushes the camera out of it. So maybe that's something that I set up for in the future. How does one acquire the Mountain Dew Rhino texture? Nate made it, so you gotta ask him. Maybe he'll put a release out. I think he put the texture itself in the Spider-Man 2 Discord, or the Spider-Man speedrunning Discord. But I don't actually know how to like replace it in Dolphin. And good do go bad. Here, this is a total coward. So this is how you know that I'm not nervous here, but I'm starting to definitely become aware that I'm on a good run, and here's how you can tell. Look what I do here. Right here, I take the time, I'm not charging my jump, and I move the camera to straighten it out because I'm afraid of missing this jump. But if I want to save that half a second, I don't fix the camera there. I just do the jump with the camera angle that I had before. Like 9 out of 10 times I try to not fix the camera angle there, but I was just like I not nervous but aware, I guess is the word. Like aware that taking that risk to save a quarter second probably isn't worth it there. Spider-Man do scored. Oh god. I think that this glide goes pretty good. Yep. Nothing to complain about here as far as movement goes. That bonk kind of sucked, but yeah, it's fine. I fixed it after. I appreciate the honesty. I mean, it doesn't really matter who came up with the joke. It's just the fun that we had with it, right? My soda of choice, Dr. Pepper is definitely my go-to. If I'm feeling in a good mood, I think I like Mountain Dew Baja Blast, actually. But even after all these memes, Mountain Dew is not my favorite soda, unfortunately. I can feel the sponsorship getting lost already. this year. I actually just found this out. So there's like the trigger. I always thought the trigger was just like manually they made a trigger like if you go in this area of the map. But it turns out it's actually scripted to start when you're 100. You have to be less than 150 units away. Just found that out the other day, and it just happens that to be that lines up with the middle of the street here. Please tell me your favorite soda isn't Dr. Pepper. My favorite soda isn't Dr. Pepper, although I have just lied to you. Also, there's Dr. Pepper representation in Toby lore. Now we know. Did I get this swing? I wasn't paying attention just now. This swing is for no reason really hard because so the charge, if you do a charge jump, it's like barely not enough, so you have to get to the trigger, so you have to do like the teeniest little swing there, and it's so hard. I don't know why it's really hard. It's just like, but I'm really glad I got it there. Yeah, I really do not like diet soda. If you're into it, that's cool. But this okay, this wall jump straight up hurt. I'm gonna stop the soda talk for a little bit because what was I even trying to do here? I think what I was trying to do was maybe charge my jump because I saw that I was in a glide and I knew I wouldn't air flip if I did it. So I just wanted to like have my jump charge to get me some height, and then I accidentally wall slid. I just remember like physically feeling pain at that wall jump. Like it actually hurt. I like here's how I do with it. I like Coke at I tend to like Coke at restaurants, but Pepsi more at home. But Pepsi is just like so much, like there's too much, it's too much sauce. So like on a day-to-day basis, I usually don't drink it because it's just like too intense, if that makes sense. So that's when I go for the Dr. Pepper. So really, there's situations where I like all three. And then late at night on the DGen Taco Bell nights is when you go for the Baja Blast. Yeah, chapter 10 definitely could be better. The fact that I only lost, what was it? I lost about half a second. That's that shows me that I can save a bunch of time in chapter 10. Like easy, I can save 10 seconds there for sure without like doing anything super crazy. I've never gotten drunk on I'm not like a huge wine fan, so I've drinking my fair share of wine, but I've never gotten drunk on it. But I could imagine it's not great. Water is good. I mean, water's, the secret best drink, but it's just so boring that I don't like to talk about it. But like, it's low key the best, just for like a health standard reason, and sometimes it's just refreshing. This guy, so good, and this is actually like a teach. I don't remember what it was, but I was watching some run for verification purposes that had this exact situation and got scared. Right, so they saw so Doc Ock was being nice to them, but they saw him back off into the corner by the desk in the wall, and they got scared of like the combo not working. I think is what I don't. This is just me guessing based on their gameplay. Maybe they actually just legitimately fucked up somehow. Um, but it does work. Like even if he's around by this, backs himself into the wall. Like 95% of the time, the collision isn't going to impact you at all. So you can still do this. Just thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, he was really nice to me here. These guys were pretty cooperative, especially at the start here. Oh yeah, especially if you live somewhere really hot. Water's so nice. These were all, homie thugs except for this fucking guy. Like, look at this. So I turn around. I've got like here's the first frame that these bombs are visible. I guess I could have maybe heard him laying them around, but at this point, I'm already jumping towards him. He's got not one, but two fucking mines laying there, so of course I'm gonna fucking run into it. Fortunately, I reacted afterwards and just let the other one blow up when he was right there. Yeah, he's a troll for sure. This was just a straight up flub, but it wasn't a bad one. Like, I legit forgot if I was supposed to just stick with this wall sprint or if I needed to jump out of it into another wall sprint. I think that was where the nerves are like starting to pop up a little bit. But like around here, I remember like, oh shit, this needs another wall sprint, and then but I don't do it anyways. I guess how does it work? Do you need another wall sprint there? I don't think you do. I think you just jump out earlier than I did. But regardless, I'm like getting really dope at this part. So 2 token, I actually don't think. Yeah, I didn't even get. He didn't get 200 feet away from me, so I wasn't even close to losing here, which is really good flex. Always feels good. Especially considering 2 token was like oh well, I guess Task can do that. You know, humans aren't going to do that strat. That feels good to just knock it out of the park on a good run. This chapter 11 is going to be rough to beat. I don't know how much it golded by, but it did gold. It's just like really solid. Here I kind of break my own rule because in the swinging guide I talk about like don't charge jump out of your swings, like in, you know, flip between your swings and charge or jump like this, but I do it here because there's so like inconsistent building sizes that if you retain your height at like just that level where you're like 10 feet above the train tracks, it's so much easier. So I don't know if I guess you could technically do it the other way and be faster, but honestly that it's just so consistent and fast enough that it's like I will totally break my rule there every time for now. Let's actually look. Hang on. How good of a gold was this? Because my sum of best was 54.15. And so let's see. 237, my previous best was 238. Okay, so it was just under a second gold. It was like a 0.9 second gold, which is pretty good. I've been golding that one maybe not a lot, but more than the splits around it to be sure. I can still save time there, but it's definitely not. I'm definitely not taking it for granted. I like once I start grinding again, which might be sooner than you think. I'm gonna have to really look out for that and just like be used to losing time there. This swing sucks. I really wanted to swing here. I don't even. Okay, I was too late, so I was stubborn here. You see, you can see what's going on in my head. I'm like, I want to swing from here and then loop up and around to go over through that gap. But I swung too long here and I still went for it, which made me just flat out miss it and go into a glide instead. But I got a really good backup anyways. Going viral. Hell yeah. No, I am pretty happy with like how it's doing as far as YouTube goes. Pretty pumped about that. Thanks to everybody who's like been doing the YouTube stuff on it. Just like the people are liking the game. No, that's part of it to be sure. I love when people watch this game in general, but I'm not gonna act like I don't like it when people watch my stuff in particular. Yeah, this movement's all good. This was actually like the sickest fucking launch of all time. So like, look at this shit. It's like pretty standard approach. This movement is always really awkward. Sly Finkelton cult, hell yeah. But so I got a glide going into here, and I saw that like this building, like I could my options are like swing off of it to go up and over, or like maybe swing off of here. No, I'm too high for that. So I could maybe try to go around, which would be slow. but I thought about it and I just decided to, like, that the launch was actually the best way because they tend to give you a lot of height, and it just worked out fucking perfectly. Like, and it's also really hard to, in my opinion, it's really hard to get a swing boosted slide jump if you're not like hugging the wall. So I had to do it without the like setup for it either. I don't even know if it saved that much time. It just felt really fucking good to hit. Sounds like you're going through some stuff, Bernie. That's rough. I picked a dope thumbnail. I actually made that thumbnail because I wasn't really happy. Usually I just like get the thumbnail from the VOD, but um that time I wasn't finding anything in like the VOD that I liked, so I actually just booted up the game again, and then if you actually look at the thumbnail, like the FOV is too wide, like the UI should be there, so I actually photoshopped like the health bar and the map out of it. So I made that thumbnail custom. Yeah, maybe a Jackbox stream. Maybe. I think I'd probably want to get a little bit bigger. Like I think a Jackbox stream would be really cool, but I think it's one of those things that's better when you're like a bigger streamer, if that makes sense. Like if we had like fucking 100 plus people in here, I think that'd be really cool to have like that kind of big chat energy, if that makes sense. Not that I mind it when there's less people in here because chilling with the homies is a great vibe already, but there's a Jackbox stream. It's just Jackbox is a game that's, what is it even like? It's just like a bunch of dumb games that you play with your friends where you try to make them laugh, I guess. But it has like stream integration. I don't know if it only works with Twitch or if I would be able to make it work with YouTube streams or how that works. I don't exactly know how the integration works, but basically you can get like an audience in there that does that. Yeah, I don't know how many of my friends would be like down to be on stream, but it might be like interesting to just like have have that vibe of like being at the couch with everybody. And boy's gonna make some connections to get the. I also don't own any of the Jackbox games, so I would need to. The only times I've ever played it's been like friends who have had them. Now that cat chase, I don't think anything interesting happened in that cat chase, but Twitch plays pizza percent. There's an idea. Um, I think I even said it like that I was gonna do it because for some reason sometimes you just know that you're gonna hit the shocker skip and sometimes you don't. And this time I really did. I knew, like, look at this. Look at how shitty this starting angle is. I'm like down here. There's no way that's working. So but thankfully I fixed it on this. That was so slow. But at that point, I was down to lose a second or two if it meant that the run would not die. And sometimes, that's part of being a good player too, is knowing when you're not ready, when you, for whatever reason, you just having that sixth sense to know that you're not going to hit the trick. So like if you do it really fast, so you kind of like tie yourself down just for that second, and then you're back to playing at 100%. Get dude, yeah, drunk pizza stream. I was talking about it. I don't think I want to get like plastered or anything, but we could make like a drinking game with the myths. Like if the myth's complete, then if the myth works, then finish your drink, or whatever. So it's literally like half a second, but I just look at this guy. Look at him. You can't see his face, but you know he's all smug. He's just looking at me. I just ran straight into him. Yeah, if you kill Shocker, it's nothing happens, and then when you enter the cutscene, it just soft locks the game. Like you're just stuck in the fight, but the game wants you to kill Shocker, but because he's already dead, you can't do anything. And right here, was it here that I'm thinking of? Maybe it wasn't. Never mind. There's something I was gonna say, but I think it happens later. Maybe it is right here. Yeah, it's just like right here. My movement was sloppy for a second because I just like forgot for some reason after doing Shocker Skip. It was like, here's where I'm starting to get like actually nervous to be sure because I like my movement was just like bad for a second there and I couldn't figure out why. It took me like a couple seconds to get back into it. Yeah, it makes the speedrun harder holding keys because that if you ever watch a speedrun when we're doing Shocker Skip, we will count out the number of combos that we do so that we can make sure that we don't kill them on accident. This movie was sick as fuck. I've been having such a hard time like getting to what is it? This bit like right here, getting like a good start, but I got like the really solid glide and then like right into this alley. I've been trying to like low key working on it, and it was perfect. It was perfect. Well, quote unquote, right until I bonk on that pole, and that stopped me from getting the speed that I need to like land straight in it. So I had to like jump into the scene. But remember that bonk? It didn't irritate me, but I was aware how much it sucked. And then here, this has been tricky because I've been going. I used to come from the side here, but I've been coming from over, and the camera is weird in this specific instance because when you land, it's like, look, it flips 180 when I land because I'm trying to turn around. Then it's like I have to jump when I land too. So the direction that I jump, it's like you have to either be early and jump while holding back on the stick, or if you're late, you have to jump after the camera's flipped, and then in this case it would be left, but sometimes it's up. So it's better to just try to be fast there. Hang on, did anybody see that? I don't think I've ever. Is it always okay? First of all, this is the classic. Betty is just T posing while the cutscene loads in. Always see that. That's always a pleasure. Um, look at Jameson. He's just look at him go. This is the next frame. He's just like, oh, I guess I'm not in the right spot. Boop. Gotta love him. Why Yoda Jameson? J Yoda Jameson. Yeah. Here, this angle. This is like the worst angle of all time. Because okay, so this cutscene trigger is like from here, and it's just like this whole circle, right? It's like almost the entire bugle, and this web zip still just flat out missed it. All right, thanks for stopping by, Ken Boy. This is all good. I think I kind of flubbed with. I think if there's a weakest chapter, it's probably this one, and it's mostly because of this movement here. Like I saw, normally don't want to be anywhere near those guys, and I saw that I was, and I kind of panicked, and I didn't. I just wasn't paying attention, and I swung past this. Probably the biggest like straight up flub of the whole run, which is a testament to how fucking good this run is. That's the worst mistake. There's no like huge 20-second time loss from anything. It's just like I lost like 4 or 5 seconds to weird movement. And this, oh, that hurt. This just hurt because I like saw this and I saw that it was like I had a good setup to swing right into the token, and I was like, this is my moment. This is how I make up for that fucky mistake 10 seconds ago. All right, we're going for it. Oh, that's the perfect angle. Oh, 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 oh. Wah, wah. But that was probably actually the actual. That might actually be the actual worst mistake. But I guess it's different because I normally don't do that well, anyways. But those two right there are like, if I hit both of those, I can save like 15 seconds probably. Yeah, I should have just double jumped, idiot. In this, a pretty standard shocker skip too. I think I don't think anything weird happened. But honestly, now, from the perspective of somebody who has to beat this run eventually, that, that's okay by me. If I got something that I can look to save time, an easy free time save, that's such a blessing. But yeah, look at this. Like, I think I could save 12 seconds. If I went even with this split, I would have saved, well, I wouldn't have saved 0 seconds, but I would have, if I had golded the split by 1 frame, I would have saved 12 seconds. That's what I'm trying to say. So the fact that I'm 5 seconds behind, I can save like 20 seconds here. I'll beat it soon enough. Why don't you see me on console, Nate? That's all I gotta say. I'll see you in RTA hell. Okay. Oh, was this a glide or no? Hang on. No, it was not a glide. It went far enough that it almost looked like one. Casa. Yep. I can just troll Nate into making progress on task technology. It's that easy, boys. This was okay, and the reason why it was only okay is because this guy decided to chill in the back, and it looks like he's blocking actually, so maybe it's fine. But either way, he didn't get hit by the hero punch. I guess doesn't really matter since I can just combo him to take him out anyways. Maybe it's not that bad. I think it's pretty good. I take it back. It was good. Yeah, that's always fun, Koba. This was good. I was glad. Anytime where you're like almost done going up this building by the time that the mission spawns, it's a good one. Movement was okay. I think you can kind of see a little bit of my nerves in this movement, just a little bit. But the only part that matters really is this glide, so that worked out. Enemies can't block. Wait, on God, Nate? You learn something new every day. Okay, Hero Punch is busted if that's the case. It's like straight up way better than everything else. This fight went really good because sometimes, okay, who cares about the sniper? Sometimes this guy doesn't cooperate, but he was in the perfect spot here, took him out, and this other guy was right behind him, which was great in this specific situation because I can just jump right out of it. I can like web ball and then just jump and beat the shit out of him. This guy was also nice. Like these first few enemies are just straight up homies. Although I do have to mention that look at these health bars. Cat has done nothing to help me that entire time that I was taking out right side. Cat's just been. I have no idea what she was doing. It looks like this guy's a little injured, but whatever. This was kind of a flub for sure. And yeah, I fucked up and got shot for it. That was pretty much all there was to it there. But the rest of the fight went pretty good. Did I say that? I think I did. Let me see. Longer friend. Right here. You shoot me with a rocket, we are no longer friends. Friendship continued with robot? Friendship continued with robot? Like, I said it with a question mark because I wasn't done fighting him yet, but he hadn't shot me with rockets. So I was just pretty sure that we were still homies. Which, I mean, he did shoot rockets, but he missed, so who cares? We can still be friends. Is this the only multi-kick of the run right here? My multi-kick homie kicks. My multi-kicks have been terrible lately, but at least I got one here. Yeah, the rest of it was just me punching the shit out of him. Now that I think about it, I was talking about how Kat was in the corner, but she's totally just behind the wall, isn't she, here? Is there any way we can, like, see her behind the wall? Was that her? Hang on. Hang on. Yeah. Oh my god! I didn't see this on my first playthrough. But... Do 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 do. She's just there for like 3 frames in the background. Oh, that's hilarious. I can't believe that. She's totally just chilling. She just left the arena and was hanging out behind the wall. Friendship continued with Cat, hell yeah. Yes, this was just scuba skip, nothing particularly interesting. Yeah, Black Cat was like, ooh, I mean, she is a cat. They get pretty easily distracted. This sucked. This is like the classic blunder here. Is like you get a good line, I'm swinging off there. I'm like, okay, I can arc it to go over there, and then I just fucking bonk. But it didn't really. I mean, it kind of ended up mattering. Probably lost like however long it is there between cat spawning and me getting there, but. Celebrate the end of the work week. I mean, yeah, that's what Friday night's for. Well, I don't drink too often. Try not to. This movement's all good. I never noticed how far left I habitually go here because, like, for some reason, it's really hard to swing off of this side of the bugle until you get to the end. So I just habitually, like, hug the left side there. You saw a ball of yarn. Yeah. I did not notice that she was that far out during the run. Or even until just now. I do not smoke the devil's lettuce, or at least I have not recently. This was all good. I get to the token. I remember being mad because this is like so it literally happens every run where I just forget about this pause menu and then I waste like half a second because I'm not ready for it. Hell yeah, on Fridays we only drink Mountain Dew. Hell yeah, MFR. I remember being happy because I always fuck up the movement at the last second before chapter 15 starts here, but I actually didn't this time. It just everything worked. I actually got way further. Normally I'm like stuck back by that building over there. So the fact that I saved a second and was this far up was pretty nice. TMT, goddamn. Yeah, devil's lettuce means weed. Yeah, this was bad, and I can't even pretend it wasn't because don't ever. I just straight up did a swing off the ground. I didn't even jump, but it somehow worked out. Like Okay, it was fine. I just think those small mistakes are that's kind of where the nuances come from, right? Like I could talk to you all day about like, oh, that swing wasn't as good as it could have been, but you know, how do you put that into words? So, and obviously this run is fucking amazing, so I think it's fun to talk about like the little mistakes. Here, I'm still team go low here. I've noticed some people like to go over. I'm not one of them. That was definitely a missed glide. It's devil's lettuce because that was what like conservative Christians would call it in the 60s, right? I think that's where it came from. Basically, it was supposed devil's lettuce was supposed to be like, "Oh, if your kid is smoking weed, they're going to hell." And then people kind of made fun of that as an idea, I think. Did it transition? Well, the only reason it transitions fast is because like uh this train fight happens during the day, so it needs to like make sure that it's in the daytime, so it just forces it to be day. That's why the transition is so fast. This could have been, I don't know if there's anything I okay, so far there's not much I could do to make this better. Like sometimes he just goes for the grab there and you have to dodge, but oh, this was so close to hitting. But did I even hit? I don't even know if I hit it too early or late. Wait, did I get hit there? Hang on, is that why I missed? Did he hit me first? No, okay, I was too late and it just whiffed. But here, this was if this happened if I got this to happen the first time, I would have zero cycled it because look at this animation or animation. He's like I don't know what the word is, stuttering on the ground. It's like a sort of glitchy state where he'll never fight back pretty much during that, and you can just beat the shit out of him until he's done. That's what makes like zero cycle really possible. Here I was. This is like the most essential glide to hit in the run, and I'm very glad that it worked out. Because you miss that glide, you're just stuck in no man's land for like 5 seconds. And I was super aware. I don't actually know. Did this end up mattering? Because look, I don't have full spider reflexes bar, and I don't think that I'm gonna get full spider reflexes bar just from switches. So maybe that ended up mattering versus Doc Ock. Maybe I had to do an extra combo from it. That's good to know, Nate. I think these switches were pretty good from what I remember. I was so okay. I want to talk about my state of mind like right here. Because I was like, okay, we're doing good. We have a 10 sec, you know, we're 10 seconds ahead. We can save a ton of time. And then I realized I had to do switches, and I was like, wait, I haven't done like I'm not in fully as in practice for switches as I want to be. I like, just realized that in this moment, and I was just like, fuck. I this was my most nervous, and I will tell you the moment that I stopped being nervous during switches. Nervous, not nervous. I was just like, wait, I'm good at this game. Literally, I don't know if anybody else has that moment where you're just like, shit, wait, I'm good at the game. But that happened to me in that moment. I was just like, whoa. Super good dodge. I don't know why this happens, but like, if I didn't dodge here, even though I'm clearly behind the wall, I definitely would have been shot. It's like it doesn't check to see if the wall is there. And then I think this final dock fight was really bad, but it didn't end up mattering. Like it, maybe really bad is the word, but like kind of bad. Yeah, look at this fucking guy. Here's game knowledge right here. So he starts freaking out. He's gone. He's up there. Now he's over there. Now he's up there again. Now he's back. But I just kept punching through that whole thing because I knew that when he does that, it tends to bring him back to where you were anyways. So that I knew the third punch would probably hit, but then it forced me out, unfortunately. And then this was just, that's nerves. That's all nerves. Like, if I'm not an idiot there, you just dodge the first hit, and then after that, dodge the next upcoming hit, and you can like tank the hit. It's fine. But I was just freaking out, so I just kept dodging. And then the rest of it is just me punching him.
Baby,
What's
the
your-
55!
My pop off.
I'm gonna peek the fuck out of my mic.
The reason that I said
Yes.
the reason that I said I was gonna peek the fuck
Oh
out of
my
mic
god.
was because I just looked at OBS and I just saw like the mic was just all red. It was like warning me like you are way too loud right now.
I apologize.
So I could have gone for slow-mo. Let's see.
Oh,
Let's see, where was he? If you're like a fucking crazy person, you could go for slow-mo to try to finish him off here. But he has so much health here that it's like there's not really a reason to. And not and if you're talking about slow-mo during the dodges, that's just so much slower. There's no reason to do it unless you're really insanely nervous. But yeah, he just has enough health here. Like if he were down to here, I'd go for slow-mo kicks to try to finish him out. But yeah, if I weren't like, I think this is something I want to incorporate for next time, pretty much no matter what, is at least the hero punch to start it off, and then maybe go for a second hero punch into like standard strats, but I don't know. Regardless, slow-mo is pretty much exclusively reserved for RTA, at least it's for when he gets out of the combo and has like a quarter health or less. He just had way too much there. And the reason why I went with the consistent strats is because of the split. Look at this. PB had a 442. My gold is a 418. So that is the biggest gulf between PB and gold. I think still on these splits. Maybe chapter 13 is worse now. I don't know. But I knew that I didn't need a good chapter 15. I just needed an okay one, and I would still save like 10 seconds, which I did. So that was why I went for like the safe strats here. Arena boss 5. Probably good. Alternatively, I could just do this one over and over again. I think I'd rather practice in the real arena. But regardless, I need more practice, but that didn't end up being the problem. I went for exactly the strat that I wanted to, and I still saved like 12 seconds there. So even with I think a worse train than in my previous PB. But definitely like something where I could save a lot of time.
boys. Oh, shaking.
This was the funniest part of the whole stream.
I'm sorry.
Was
You weren't to
like
blame
right
for the
here.
accident.
I think it's here.
Wait.
Cost Rosie her life.
Hang on.
Now I must set things right.
There he is. He did it. It was him. The Mountain Dew Rhino. It was him all along.
That shit fucking cracks me up. This was fun. Looking over this run. Definitely, honestly, I think next stream I'm just going back to 90%. I'm being real. I'm still in the mood. I can feel the fire, the passion for it. I just want to play it more.
I think that's I think, and I still need to be in. I have an excuse for it too because I need to be in practice for SDAT. So I think that's the plan. Yeah, I am sure that's gonna be fun. Plus, I looked at like how long I grinded, and I didn't grind for that long. Like I did. There's more pizza percent streams for when I was grinding that than there are any percent as far as recency goes. It's like five. I only it took like 5 streams to get that PB, which isn't that much. Yeah, I could feel it. OBS is weird sometimes. I don't know. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't. I think that's gonna be. It's I got for 3 hours. That's not that short of a stream, but I just wanted to just have a stream that was just like talking about how cool this run is, and I think we've done that pretty well. So there he is. Uh, but yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I think I'm probably gonna put the analysis, uh, quote unquote, if you you want to call it that, of the run on my second channel. But yeah, thanks for watching his shit, and peace out.